so you left Dre, and then the album got leaked.
Bootleg.
Is that what it was? It got bootlegged?
Something. Yeah. And it's funny, the cover of it was like a little funny looking cartoon turkey. We actually found out who did it. It was actually somebody from my crew that got a hold of the shit and went and did a deal with some Koreans or something, and they was pressing this shit up. We found out and we had to stop.
I'm looking it up right now. Yeah, there's a turkey wearing a bunch of jewelry.
Right. Like, what the fuck that mean?
And it said produced by Dr. Dre, DJ Quick, Battle Cat, Ant Banks, etc.
Right. Ant Banks didn't do shit on that album.
Featuring Ice-T, Dr. Dre, Too Short, DJ Quick, spelled wrong, Frost, El DeBarge,
Right.
Player Ham, Killer Ben, MC Ren, Shaquille O'Neal, Don Robinson, and some other people.
Great publicity.
What's up with the turkey, though?
I don't know. They was trying to call me a jive turkey or some King Turkey. I don't.
King T. King Turkey? Is that what that's supposed to mean?
Hey, motherfuckers.
So this album came out. It got it came out illegally.
Yeah.
And then y'all shut it down.
Yeah.
Dre didn't care.
No.
Because Dre's had a few songs that got leaked. Well, you know, I've always heard that with Dre, if a song ever gets leaked, he's done with it.
Yeah.
He doesn't care.
That's it.
He's not gonna sue. He's not gonna go after you.
Nah, he don't do.
Right? Because I think Mac Dre had that one song, "Get Stupid."
Wow.
Dr. Dre did it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard he just got in the beat somewhere and said "fuck it" and just put it out.
Yeah.
That's it for that beat.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, that's how he is.
Okay. So you left. You took your album with you. So he was able. So he actually signed the release form and said, "Go ahead and put this album out," or not so much.
Well, it didn't go exactly like that. When I left Aftermath, my manager at the time put together a label deal with Tomica Wright at Ruthless.
Okay.
So King T's on Ruthless now.
Aha.
Yeah, and yeah, we did a certain type of deal with Dre to release some of the songs from the album.
But not all the songs.
No.
Because you want to keep some of them?
No, just we picked the song. We wanted to pick the songs. He wasn't going. When it came to that, I don't know how Tomica and Dre's relationship was, but it was me, and he told me I could do it. So he's just gonna be halfway with it. Pick the songs, pick 10 songs you want, and shit like that.
Okay, so you signed a deal with Tomica. Yeah. So Eazy had already died.
Yes.
Okay. And Tomica's now trying to
get things going,
keep the label going.
Right.
Bone Thugs is still a viable act on the label, everything else like that. Dre gives you 10 songs off your album.
Yeah. He gives me access to whatever I want on the album.
Okay.
I don't know what the limit would have been.
Okay. Was that the 10 songs from the Jive Turkey? The Turkey album?
Really, to be honest, I would think that he would let me use everything except the songs he produced.
Oh, so he wasn't going to give those out.
That's what I was figuring, right? Because he gave a little station about the shit that he produced. He wasn't feeling it. To be honest, he wasn't feeling it.
So he didn't want his name on it.
Right. He wasn't feeling the songs that he produced for my project, so he probably didn't want it to come out.
Okay. So you signed the deal with Tomica. You're able to pick 10 songs from the album you did with Dre.
Yeah.
What happens next?
To be honest, Tomica done some stupid shit to my manager at the time. They get in a little cat fight. The label was dropped. So
your manager and Tomica get into an argument. Yeah. So she basically ends the contract at Ruthless.
Ends the ends the label deal with my manager at the time, but we're still signed to Ruthless. But I'm not gonna honor that. I'm rolling with my manager.
Okay. So did Tomica say, I want to fuck with you, but not your manager?
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
And we'll put your album out, but she can't be part of it.
All right.
was there ever a point of like, okay, the three of us need to just get in the same room, have a conversation, because
when females fight, it's over.
it's an actual physical fight?
I didn't see it, so I don't know.
Okay, fair enough. So she tries to cut your manager out, and you're rolling with your manager.
Yeah.
So now, but you still have these songs, or not really?
No.
They're pretty much stuck in Ruthless.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it's over. I ain't did shit since. Everything else I done, I put out on my own mixtape, whatever. Yeah.
Okay.
Well.
If that album had come out on Ruthless, think it would have done big?
Keep it real, the energy at that time at Ruthless, it wasn't there. I wasn't with it. The songs I was doing, I wasn't really I wasn't feeling the whole Ruthless situation 100%. And, my people would tell you, my manager at the time would tell you that it just wasn't there. I even told her I can't feel it. And it was probably had something to do with where I just left, seeing how that shit is ran and just the vibe and the music, and then just where I came to, where I'm at, and I couldn't stand it. It was, I was really contemplating, like, I don't even want to do this no more.
Well, and and to be fair, after Tomica took over Ruthless, it essentially became a catalog company.
Yeah.
It's not like she signed anybody to Ruthless that did anything, really.
Nothing.
It's just, Ruthless is now, the NWA catalog, the Eazy-E
Right.
catalog, the Bone Thugs and Harmony catalog.
And yeah, I hate to say it, I just didn't feel it. And it had nothing to do with that, it was just, my energy was like, yo, this is where I end up at. And great company, it could have been a great launch, to start Ruthless, get Ruthless back on, King T.
But there was no one really at the head. I mean, because I remember I interviewed Lil Eazy about the situation, about why Tomica took over Ruthless. And he said
Tomica was around a little bit, maybe a couple of years before the end. A lot of people just don't really know, but you're talking to a kid. When we went to your house now, she's there. We went to your house. She's actually taking care of us. She actually took care of us. She actually, she has my little brother who was 2 going on 3 years old. I mean, 1 or 2 going on 3 at the time my father passed away, and she was pregnant with 1. So she has been around for, a little bit of time. She's taken care of us. And, yeah, it's very touchy on what a lot of people feel, what happened at the hospital, where she come from, how she get this, how she got that. It's just like, a lot of gotta understand it's like this. It's one way or the other. You don't have things situated and set up. You can't leave it to your parents. They don't know too much, Let's just say a whole heap of company, or they, as Suge would say, or anybody in that sense, let me use one of his words, are gonna fight you for this and get it. Or they end up taking it away from you. You can't give it to no kids. You know what I mean? So at the time, being in music herself, what are the understanding they got? Can I honestly tell you the understanding at the time, that day on the bed? No. My grandmother, yeah, she can. Have I asked her? I don't care to. You know what I mean? It happened. You know what I mean? I don't care to. And the times that I want to, I could. There's times that I can fish for certain things, but I have a knowledge to what the situation was going on at the time when he decided to say, hey, this is what we're gonna do.
So that was part of it. Like, this girl knows nothing. Like, she's just here cutting a check. And, people want something to be enthused about. Artists want something to be like, when you sign with a Dr. Dre, God damn, I gotta get in here and work now.
Yeah, signing with Eazy-E.
Right.
Like, I've interviewed Bone Thugs before. There was like a dream come true to be signed to Eazy-E. The stories around and everything else like that.
All downhill.
Yeah. And then after that, you pretty much said, I'm done with the labels.
Yeah, you know, exploring independent routes. Still. I plan to put out one more project just for me, and because I've been able to do nothing leaving Aftermath, I've actually never put out a real full project since then. So I want to do that. I want to possibly, I mean, my dream is to, like, even if I could do a project through Stone's Throw or something and work with some classic hip hop producers or something like that from there and do something that means something.
Right. Well, Nas actually shouted you out.
Yeah.
On Where Are They Now?
Yeah. Bobcat did a remix to that. I was hanging around at that time, yeah.
Right.
That was classic. Very classic. Because I'm a hardcore Nas fan.
Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So what do you got coming up next?
Well, like I said, just trying to pump out my last project as a MC, rapper, whatever, you know, we want to call it, and get more into finding new talent, like what we did with the Licks and Exhibit and, you know, the Barbershop MCs, the Far Right. Yeah, all of that was part of the Liquid Coalition.
The Far I heard of. Barbershop MCs I haven't heard of.
Yeah. Well, it expanded out to like Loop Pack and
Loop Pack,
things like that. Yeah. So just do that. Get behind the desk. Get behind the board. That's it.
And you helped launch that whole thing.
Yeah. That's what
That's why you're wearing the Alcoholics hat.
Right. Got to represent.
Yeah. Yeah, the Alcoholics had a dope ass run, and then, you know, Exhibit had his run, and then, you know, did the whole Pimp My Ride thing, and, you know, and still continues to work with Dre.
Yeah.
He was on the Compton album.
Yeah. He's working with him on the Pharmacy, Beats One, all that. Yeah. Producing shows and things like that. I'm actually, the project I'm working with Exhibit. He's helped me a lot on putting it together and things like that. So we got something coming.
That's what's up. Now, I mean, when you look back on West Coast hip hop, what do you think your place is in the overall West Coast hip hop universe?
I would have to say, like, I was in part of the forefront, you know, and being, you know, of what West Coast hip hop is really about. I was, you know, I could say that my first two independent joints as a West Coast MC, I was one of the first MCs to ever be played on East Coast radio with Red Alert, Marley Marl. I was one of the first West Coast MCs to work with East Coast producers like Marley Marl and, you know, Easy-Mo B, you know, and things like that. So I'm a staple here. I didn't do these enormous numbers, but people know my name, and I'm happy with that. I'm thankful, and I feel blessed to just be part, you know, of what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, I bought your first two albums.
Wow, thank you.
Yeah, I definitely was riding around with them.
That's it. That's all I ever wanted.
Yeah,
you know. And
I was living in the Bay at the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So. Got love in the Bay, man. Got a lot of love in the Bay. The stories I could tell you about Too Short, me and Too Short, it was just, that's my brother.
What's your greatest Too Short story?
I mean, starting out, we always used to go to the Bay, like Oakland and things like that, and open for these cats like Too Short, but we're not knowing how big Short is out there. Like, he's like the icon already out there, and I'm out there on stage clowning. Like, who is this Too Short? And all, you know what I'm saying? Too Short and Ant Banks and all them, they all out in the audience throwing money at me and DJ Aladdin. And it gets crazy. Like, we get ran off stage. Then later on that night, they come and they find us saying, you know, that was us throwing money at you on stage. And we've always been family since then. You know what I'm saying? It's always been good vibes, and, you know. I've worked with Short, I worked with Banks. Be Legit is one of my favorite Bay.
Yeah, I love Be Legit.
Yeah, so,
Be Legit's always been the homie.
Yeah, so that's love.
I'm a fan of Drake. I'm a fan of the idea of Drake. So, no disrespect against Drake.
What do you mean by the idea of Drake? What does that mean?
Meaning that if he has a ghostwriter, he's an idea. He's not meaning that it's a perception created that he's not really writing the lyrics, and it's just like here, let's make this in the factory and put it out.
I'm just on top of my game right now, Vlad, and I'm just getting blessed. I'm booked 4 or 5 times a week, 60, 75K a show, man. I'm winning right now, man, and I'm just steady trying to increase my hustle.